Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So if you've been following along, a few weeks ago I broke the striker in my carry gun, which is my Gen 3 G19. It's got an aim surplus slide on it. It's got a stainless Bear Creek Arsenal barrel in it, Holosun 407C, and Overwatch polydat trigger, and a couple other little things like Tango Down Vickers slide stop, things like that, extended slide mag release, and some handle it grips on it that have been on there for quite some time. Broke the striker in it. I can't remember where that striker was from. I think it was an aim surplus striker. Either way, broke the striker in it. It's several thousand rounds on it, and I bought the Lone Wolf TIN coated striker. And it hasn't functioned the way I'd hoped. So here it is right here. It's got a very weird feel to it. It's functioning, but it's got a very strange feel. It even sounds a little weird. And then I tried it on my Grit Grips frame that has the Apex trigger in it, and it didn't function at all. The slide, just taking the slide off with the Lone Wolf striker in it, it didn't function at all. Now, I want to say that this may not be a Lone Wolf thing. One of the things that when you hear people say, like, don't mess with your gun or modifying your gun can affect reliability, that's an absolute fact. So this Lone Wolf striker that's in there just may not be compatible with things that I have going on in the gun as far as stacking tolerances and things like that. So I don't want the takeaway from this video being that the Lone Wolf striker is junk, because that's not necessarily the case. It's just not working out well with the combination that I have. So what I've done is I've gone through, and like I said, I do have the Overwatch trigger in this. And so I got the Overwatch striker. So we're going to install that and see if it works any better. So along with the Lone Wolf striker, which is right here, I have the lightweight spring on it right now, because I also bought the 3-pack of Lone Wolf springs in it. So it's a standard spring, a medium weight spring, and the lightweight spring. When I put the medium strength spring in it, and of course I'm going to put the previous video to this down below and up in a card here, it wouldn't reset. And so I put the lightweight spring in it, and it has shot fine. It's just weird, and I'm not comfortable with the reliability of it. I'm just not comfortable with it. So let's get this taken apart. I'm going to go ahead, and for this, I'm going to put the OE spring back in it, the OE striker spring back in it, and see how it works. So here is the Lone Wolf TIN striker, and here is the Overwatch striker that is NP3'd as well. Very slick feeling, the way NP3 should work. And here's some differences and all that with it. They look very much the same. The Lone Wolf striker is sort of hollowed out in the back. I don't know if that makes a difference or not, but we're going to go ahead, put this in, and find out. Overwatch striker with the OEM Glock spring on it. Okay. That's better. That feels better all the way around. Like, the reset feels better, the brake feels better. Yeah, I like that a lot better. All right, let's load up a couple mags and shoot it. All right, so 15 rounds of CCI Independence bulk from Borelli. Cool. All right, let's put this slide on that Grit Grips frame. Now, the reason I am worried about the Grit Grips frame is because I've sort of planned on carrying that frame with that Apex trigger in it. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but I really like that frame, so I've considered carrying it, and this slide setup needs to work on it, obviously. All right, the grit grips, let's see if I can get some sun on it here. It's still early in the morning. The grit grips frame, which I really like, and it's got the Apex trigger in it, and that feels amazing. That feels amazing. So, cool. All right, so I definitely like the Overwatch striker far better. It's working far better in both cases. But of course, I'm not going to start carrying it yet. I still want to get 3 to 5, maybe even closer to 1,000 rounds through each frame and each trigger to ensure function and reliability and things like that, especially with different different ammos. That's a 115 grain bulk. I'll run some 124 through it. I'll run some steel case through it. I'll run some Hornady, 135 grain critical duty, which is what I normally carry. Make sure it's running all that stuff just fine, and then I'll carry it. So that's it for now. I definitely, again, I don't want the, where'd it go? I don't want this to be a video bashing Lone Wolf's striker. It very well could have just been that it's not compatible, stacking tolerances and the like, with what I have going on in these guns. Obviously, tolerances being a little different because it worked in this frame with this slide on it, but it didn't work with the grit grip frame with this slide on it. So obviously there's a tolerance issue when it comes to each one. And while these have different triggers in them, this is a better feeling trigger pull than this is, and I've always liked this Overwatch trigger. At the end of the day, when you change the internals of your gun, don't change it and just roll with it. Like, there's so many people out there that post more Instagram videos and Facebook videos and pictures than they do shoot. And so they do all these different things to their firearms, and then they start carrying it, if they even carry at all. But they start carrying it without actually verifying the function over several hundred rounds. And that would be the takeaway for me to you, is that when you do these upgrades, don't just like run a box of ammo through it and go, it works. Get several hundred rounds through it, because your life literally depends on it. And I think that, a couple $100 in ammo, $100 and some odd in ammo is probably worth it. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and remember to hit all notifications if you want more videos from me. I was given none of this stuff. All this stuff is bought with my own money. I am a affiliate of Lone Wolf, in fact, and I really like Lone Wolf stuff, which is why they were the first ones I turned to for that striker. It just didn't work out for me, but I will be putting a link to everything that I've used today, from the Ear Pro to the different strikers to the spring sets and all that, and the grit grips frame, all of that down below. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you later.